Alright, let's move on to Bethesda, who, if you guys scroll down to the bottom, I added there. And they have Rage 2, Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Fallout 76, The Elder Scrolls Blades, Starfield, Skyrim Very Special Edition, and The Elder Scrolls 6. So, Blake, your thoughts on Bethesda this year?
All right. I'm gonna fire this off. Let's see here. Rage 2, wild, need it. Doom Eternal, wild, need it. Wolfenstein Youngblood, I don't know what I'm looking at. Fallout 76, it's Skyrim. The Elder Scrolls Blades, it's Skyrim. Skyrim Very Special Edition, very not Skyrim, but it's still Skyrim. And fun fact, that's actually a real thing you can get on Amazon right now. So I think it's like $40. That's actually a real thing you can buy. And Elder Scrolls 6, they didn't show enough of it to make me hype for it. They showed a splash screen. What are you gonna do with that? It's Skyrim again, and yeah.
Alright, new type.
I think I'm on with Blake with this. They showed off Rage 2, which actually looks pretty fun. And they also showed off the before they showed the Rage 2 announcement, they had Andrew WK come on and do a live performance. Personally, I was into the live performance, but when they showed the audience, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" I thought that was pretty funny. They didn't show anything for Doom Eternal. They showed like a little snippet of it. They said they're gonna show more of it at QuakeCon, so I don't know, dip into that, see what that, just dip out. Other than that, I'm very excited for Doom Eternal. Looks very hype. Wolfenstein Youngblood looks pretty fun. Fallout 76, I'm actually really excited for this game. Even though the game's probably just like one humongous ass sandbox, it's still probably fun to fuck around with your friends. And yeah, they showed the Elder Scrolls Blades. I think that's the
That's the mobile.
One,
Yeah, the mobile one.
and no, honestly, for a mobile game, it actually looks pretty fun.
Really?
Just fuck around. Wait, what?
I said really.
Yeah, it's a free ass mobile game.
I feel I felt insulted having that on my screen.
Well, they did the same shit like the Gears guys did. Like, hey, we all this shit. It's like, oh no, here's the thing you actually wanted.
True, true.
So in my eyes, they did the same thing like that. And to be honest, for a mobile game, it does look good, and I might actually pick it up. Starfield,
Love Street?
Skyrim in space, probably. That's
Skyrim in space.
Skyrim Very Special Edition. I died laughing when I saw this, especially when you saw Keel doing his like little bit, just doing what he does
Is that
best.
an actual thing? I don't know why I thought it was a troll. Is that an actual
No,
game?
it's an actual thing you can get on Amazon.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That they
That's
both
real.
trolled you and actually gave you the product. And then they showed a little side image of Elder Scrolls 6, and we know it is. Everyone knew it was coming, but they just said like, yeah, it's coming. And overall, I very much did enjoy Bethesda's conference, especially when God himself, Todd Howard, came on stage and pretty much told everyone that everyone kind of jerks off of one hand, looks at the phone.
Yeah, they had some pretty funny jokes this year.
So overall, personally, I enjoyed theirs the best since they did make me laugh and like enjoy it overall.
Fair enough. All right, Photon, your thoughts on Bethesda?
All right, so I'm not a fan of Bethesda at all, so this is probably gonna be super biased. But so Rage 2, even though with that, Rage 2 looks pretty interesting. Of course, I need to see more, and I need for the game to actually come out and see how actually finished it is. But it looks neat. Wolfenstein Youngblood, I don't even remember. Like you all mentioned it, I was like, wait, let me add it to my list. I don't even remember that game at all. Fallout Shelter coming to Nintendo Switch. That's always cool.
My buildings are always on fire.
More games coming to Switch.
You're really bad at shelter.
I'm glad to see it. Bethesda keeps supporting the Switch, unlike EA. But yeah, it's really cool. Doom Eternal. It's cool to see a Doom sequel. Fallout 76. It looked, kind of interesting for, like a new Fallout game, but I feel like they spent way too much time on it because they spent like 40 minutes on it in like the entire conference, and it stretched out so much. I feel like they were trying to like make their conference as long as like.
Hey, it could have been
Microsoft
another
was
Skyrim
coming.
they were doing that with. You got to keep that in mind.
And then they had the Skyrim like parody kind of thing that they did, the very special edition, which that was kind of funny, I guess. But it ended up being real. So like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. The Elder
thought it was a joke.
The Elder Scrolls Blades look really bad. Like Todd Howard even looked like he knew it was underwhelming when he was on stage describing it. Like he was just, yeah, it was, it was something. I'll give him that. Starfield. I mean, they didn't really show anything. They just showed like a space station in space, and that was
Skyrim
it. So
in space.
I don't really, so we don't really know like anything about it. But
There's
I mean,
an article that'll tell you a lot about it. Essentially, it's supposed to be like Fallout and Skyrim, like your standard Bethesda open world stuff, but you're going through galaxies.
okay, so No Man's Sky, but probably good.
Probably good, yeah.
Hopefully.
And then they showed off, of course, Elder Scrolls 6. Finally! Or sorry, should I say Skyrim 2? But
Pretty much
they
at this point.
finally
Watch
showed
it be the
off
same world.
Elder Scrolls. They finally showed Elder Scrolls 6, which I'm happy about because we can finally move on from all the Skyrim jokes and ports and remasters and remakes and porting it into your microwave and all that, and we can finally just make a new game.
And then we
Y'all
can do
better-
the same shit for that game.
I would say y'all better enjoy this because like Elder Scrolls 7 is not coming for the next like 30 years, right?
Yeah,
Not
there you
wrong.
go. After about 10 ports of 6.
But which is going to come out first, Elder Scrolls 7 or Final Fantasy 7?
Whoa.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's something I'm
messed
not
up.
taking.
All right, I'm kidding. Anyways, so Bethesda, they kind of stretched out their conference a bit, but again, I believe, it started out like a huge train wreck because we had Andrew WK like doing a concert in the middle of a game conference, and then nobody in the audience was amused.
They were all just sitting there like,
And then,
this.
and then basically what happened, the people on those random people on stage were talking about crap, and it was just like crap. And then Todd Howard showed up, and he saved the conference essentially. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on Bethesda.
Don't tell
the
them to save the
I
conference.
think the Rage 2 thing would have been better if Andrew WK actually played during the gameplay, but I don't know why they didn't just do that. But
That actually would
whatever.
have been dope.
They needed another concert.
But like the conference was like super bad, and then Todd Howard came in there like Gohan of his Kamehameha against Cell, and it's like, and he saved the conference.
All right, so
himself,
what do you
showed
think
his-
of Bethesda?
Bethesda was okay.
I'll be right back.
I think Rage 2. I only played a little bit of the time. I thought it was fun, but I don't know. Rage 2. It looks good. It looks good. Doom Eternal. I actually love the not the first Doom, but the Doom that came out before this one. I love the combination of metal, just shooting bloody gore, all that type of stuff around. I love that. So I'm really excited for this Doom Eternal. Wolfenstein Youngblood. I don't really care about it because I played the Wolfenstein, what's it called? The New Order? I think that's the one that came out for it. And, man, I've never been more bored. Like, they were actually, no, I'm not going to say I was complete. Because there were certain moments in the game that was pretty interesting, like that one guy with the mask over his face. He had a pretty cool, interesting story. But, man, Wolfenstein was pretty boring. I don't know. It's just certain shooters I can't get into. Fallout 76. I don't really care for the Fallout games. I think it's pretty boring in my opinion. But, if you are waiting for it, then there you go. Elder Scrolls Blades. It looks just like that one game. What's it called? It's a game that's like exactly like it on the win.
I think
I
I
don't
know
know.
what you're talking about, but I don't know.
Final
anything
Fantasy.
about
I
it.
know what it's called. Infinity Blade.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it looks exactly like that, but it was okay. I guess if you're into it, go for it. Starfield. Wait, where? I'm looking at the freaking other thing. Am I on the right thing? Yeah, I'm right there. Okay. Yeah, Starfield. Yeah. Skyrim Very Special Edition. That was a thing. That was pretty funny, actually. I actually liked that little skit they did there.
Ate all the cheese.
Funny enough, I'll probably get Skyrim again on PC eventually, like during the summer sale, just because I still haven't beat the game. Like after I was done finishing the mission, turning into a werewolf, I was done, and I didn't feel like I wanted to pick it up anymore. But that was back on the PS3, I think. So I don't know. I'll probably get it again on PC to finish it before whenever 6 drops. And then we move into Elder Scrolls 6. that's a thing. So looking forward to it. And yeah, I thought they were pretty cool. They had some pretty funny jokes. They actually had funnier jokes than some of the previous E3s throughout that conference. But yeah, they did okay. They did meh. It was meh.
Speaking of jokes, also I forgot we meant to mention this, but during the Microsoft conference, my boy Phil Spencer's like, "Yeah, shout out to Walmart Canada for keeping a secret." I'm just like, whoa, he straight up shot fire at them.
Oh, you know what? I don't know why I'm thinking when I said Starfield, I'm thinking that because I'm thinking about Starlink. So yeah, like y'all said, Elder Scroll. Oh no, yeah, Elder Scrolls in space.
Not a star thing. Starlink, Star Fox, Starfield.
Yeah,
Star Wars.
but yeah. Anyway, yeah. Let's just move on.
All right, my thoughts on Bethesda this year. I would say second worst conference for me. And that's probably more because I was expecting more from Bethesda this year. Because last year I thought they were good. Although a lot of people hated them last year, but whatever. Anyways, Rage 2 I have no interest in. I didn't even know the series existed until Rage 2 was announced. It doesn't look bad, I just have no interest in it. Doom Eternal, I still need to play the first one. I probably like it because it reminds me of Wolfenstein, which I'm also a big fan of. And speaking of that, Wolfenstein Youngblood. I gotta complete New Order, Old Blood, and Wolfenstein 2 before I even get into this. Like, I didn't even know he had daughters, but apparently he does, so I'll probably
Apparently
play
it's like State of the Future where he does.
Yeah, I'll play that eventually. Can't wait to see what like new weapons and stuff they have in this future. Because the stuff in Wolfenstein is already futuristic, which is interesting because it's kind of in the past, but whatever. Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is weird for me because on one hand, I like Fallout, but I'm more of a casual Fallout fan. But with them making it multiplayer, it has a lot of potential to be a lot more fun. I just don't know how well that would work, honestly. So I feel like Fallout is a single player type of game. But if they can make it work, I will give it a chance. Elder Scrolls Blades, crap. Starfield, like, we need to see gameplay of Starfield, honestly, before I make up my mind about it. But the concept, if what they're saying is true, then sounds awesome. But like I said, need to see gameplay. Skyrim Very Special Edition got a good laugh out of me. I was even more shocked that it was actually a real thing that you can buy. And Elder Scrolls 6, that's really all I wanted and needed from this press conference. I would have liked to see at least a screenshot of gameplay, but the fact it's coming makes me happy. So no complaint there.
They Metroid us.
True. All right.
Like Bethesda's like super limited because they only have like 6 IPs that they can work with. So
Yeah, I got what I want out of it.
I think they did okay with what they have.
Fair enough. But for now, we'll move on to Sony, who I feel was a bit of a letdown, which is shocking because Sony probably has the easiest time of anyone with all their third-party stuff. But
I agree, actually.
all right, they announced, well, they had The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, the Resident Evil 2 remake. We finally got gameplay of Death Stranding, Control,
While.
the Kingdom Hearts 3 pirate trailer, and they ended off with Spider-Man. So,
Beautiful.
Blake, your thoughts on Sony this year?
All right, so let me tell you how I've never played The Last of Us. I'm super interested in the game. Saw this chick Ellie. I was like, all right, she kind of nice. All right, 10 out of 10 would smash it. And then my friends were like,
Really?
give it a minute. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. So she swings that way. All right, she a chick. I'm a chick. But either way, gameplay looked kind of insane.
Please,
Not gonna lie, looked kind of a little flashy. You pop that girl in the head, my gosh, stab that dude in the neck, slice that man to pieces. But Ghost of Tsushima. Looking kind of interesting. I mean, it seems like your standard like feudal Japan or the China.
I don't know.
Japan. And they're being invaded
Either
by the
way.
Mongolians.
Either way, feudal Asia. Let's go with that. Looking kind of cool. Resident Evil 2. Rest in peace to that dude. I mean, not gonna lie, some dude gets on top of me and starts biting my neck. Pop, double tapping that man. No hesitation. Death Stranding. My boy, put Norman Reedus in Smash Bros. Along Snake. It's possible now. Let's get it. No, I still don't know what the heck that game is. I still don't understand. I'm very convinced that game is also not in development, and this is all just
Hey, we actually seen gameplay this time.
gameplay. Bro, it was a
Kinda.
slideshow.
No, he was walking. He had a fan on his
That's what
back.
they want you to think.
He had a body bag in his back, on his back. And
Kingdom
some butt
Hearts 3.
cheeks.
Oh my god, this man wears naked snake up on them.
He has some butt cheeks in his throat.
Oh,
You find out where Snake's ass went.
oh dang. Too soon. Either way, Kingdom Hearts 3 pirate trailer. I know worked on parts of the Caribbean movies, side note, but that looked actually kind of hype as well. Like the whole Kingdom Hearts thing they're pushing for this E3, I think it complemented them very well, other than their actual press conference, where they probably needed it the most. And yeah, and Spooderman looks looking kind of dope. Not gonna lie, that game's looking real flashy.
Kinda? Did you say kinda?
It's looking I believe the kids call it lit. It's looking kind of lit. Their souls looking kind of lit. Kinda. Like I can't buy it day one because bills are a thing, and there's a lot of other things coming out at that time. But if I see a price drop, Black Friday sale, you darn skippy, I'm buying that game.
Alright.
All right, so new type.
All right, so Sony for me was kind of awkward this year because I was watching it on Twitch and they had a lot of technical issues.
See, I didn't get any of that personally because I watched it on the Twitch page itself, not Sony.
There were moments where like the stream crashed, they had like audio issues, and they had like. Okay, so before I get to that, they started with The Last of Us 2 in like this tent, which so happened to be also the same tent that was in game. And then you see Ellie make out with this chick, which randomly transitions to her like killing people. which
Never
was,
me.
We live in a
kind of
society.
weird transition, if I'm gonna say. But overall, gameplay for The Last of Us 2 looks actually pretty fun, since when you see like her get shot, she actually like reacts to it. And like holds her hand over to where she gets shot. And overall, I am looking forward to this game. Ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima. I can't speak today. Ghost of blah blah blah. Looks pretty interesting. I like the fact that there wasn't a HUD for the game, so I wonder if the entire game's like that.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't
Probably
know
not
that.
finished.
And if the entire game is just completely reactionary. And I
That'd
think,
be interesting.
I'm also just thinking I'm also wondering if this game is also like another Dark Souls-esque game, which might be
Yeah.
kind of interesting. So I'm gonna see more for this, but overall, I'm looking forward to it. Resident Evil 2 remake. I was actually really surprised by that, and I'm looking forward to that one too. Death Stranding, Breath of the Wild looks great. I still don't know what the hell this game is, or where the hell Kojima is playing. I
There's a
might
reason
get the
they kicked him
game.
out.
I still probably won't understand what the hell is going on when playing it, but I'll probably still enjoy it. We put Control here. I don't know what the hell Control is. I completely forgot what that is.
It's that game that looks like Quantum Xbox, where the girl's kind of moving stuff around.
Oh, that one. I don't
Yeah.
remember that one too much, so I can't really say much on it.
Yeah, they kind of
King-
just randomly threw it in there.
Yeah, they're like gun. Hit a weird gun.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. Kingdom Hearts 3 Pirate trailer. Kind of weird that they didn't show this at the Enix conference, and they showed it here, so they kind of got gypped there. But I'm also glad that they kind of stole the Black Flag's ship mechanics and just put it in this game randomly. Overall, I'm really hyped to see Johnny Depp in HD in a game. And the new Spider-Man game looks a lot of fun. And they're introducing the Sinister Six, although they didn't show who the sixth guy is, so I'm guessing it's the Green Goblin, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Probably.
Overall, Sony's thing started off really awkward, but then kind of got good towards the end. So overall, they did good, but not as good as Microsoft.
All right.
I wouldn't even say they did good.
Photon, your thoughts on Sony this year?
All right. So, just like again,
Words, Photon.
it starts with train wreck, and like they had that guy playing banjo. I was like, oh, new Banjo Kazooie.
I forgot almost
And
about
then,
that.
or for some reason, like,
about
oh, that'd be
that.
on Sony. Like, and then it's Last of Us 2, and I was like, okay. Then they showed Last of Us 2. There were some technical issues with like popping sounds with the audio and stuff, but
No, but they
Last
also
of Us
like
2.
made the audience in the tent move to an entirely different area. Just
Yeah, that was
and
that was, like,
then they
real
stalled,
weird.
and they stalled while they wait.
That was
Yeah, they
so. They shouldn't have did that.
And
And
then
then they had like a
Actually,
bunch of
time-
randos and like
I
these
timed
weird
that
like musical
earlier.
performance.
The time it took for them to get from the Last of Us segment to anything else after that like shift in venue was over half an hour.
Oh my gosh.
And they had like
I mean-
these really weird music performances.
I mean, it would have been cool if you were there. Like, that's a cool thing to experience.
should have been
the
there.
fact you're in there. Yeah, that's what they probably.
It reminds me of like that one place you go into in Disney where you like go inside of like the like that you like go inside like that theater and you sit down and it like rotates in like a circle. It reminded me of that.
4D.
But well, there's always this like debate between Sony and Microsoft who's gonna be able to present the new Call of Duty game. And Sony ends up winning this year, so they get the Call of Duty Black Ops 4, showcase, which that's, good on their part. We also got to see Control, which is a game by Remedy, the people behind Quantum Break and Alan Wake. And that looks interesting. The girl has what is basically looks like a Dominator from Psychopath.
It
But,
did.
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, it looks, different. Death Stranding is about to look like the most complicated story of all time. Nier and Kingdom Hearts about to get out of here because we got a new game in town. So I don't still understand what the heck's going on, but maybe that's the point. Maybe Kojima just doesn't want us to know the plot of the game before it comes out. I don't know. It's just Death Stranding's looking like
It's one hell of a way to do it.
Death Stranding's looking like something. Now, something that a lot of you guys seem to have missed was, and I kind of missed honestly too, because they didn't show it until like the very end of the conference. Like after the conference was over, they showed another game. From Software is releasing another game called Deracine, and it seems to be like a very like I couldn't really tell exactly what the game was, but it seemed to be kind of telltale-y. Like it seemed like very like story heavy, like cinematic.
I don't
But,
know if I've even heard of it, honestly.
Me neither.
But yeah, they showed that off. And then I don't think I mentioned this with Last of Us 2 because we started talking about the venue thing. But Last of Us 2, let's talk about how bad the AI is.
Yeah.
Blank.
Those enemies
Yeah.
were blind.
I didn't see anything.
Those AI looking like Riku in 35802 days. Like, come on.
I mean, it'd be pretty awkward. She died in a flashback.
They were intentionally ignorant.
I don't even know what she shot that chick when they looked into the truck. She would have seen you.
So hopefully they fix that because that's a pretty bad problem. Though I guess all problems are bad. But anyways, then they showed off Ghost of Tsushima, which they had like a guy coming out like playing like some kind of wooden instrument, which like it seemed like really out of place and just like again another musical thing but I did find out
you got like 5 in 1 year.
later earlier today that the guy that was playing that instrument, he's like an actual like Japanese person that like there's like these like they like in Japan they like acknowledge like certain people as like master of an instrument or something, and he's like one of the few people in the entire world that like is a master of that instrument. So that was kind of interesting to find out. But moving on from that, Ghost of Tsushima, the actual game itself, the scenery was gorgeous and the combat looked good and the cinematography was really good, especially when the man and the woman were about to face off each other and you had all like the sunrise or I assume it's a sunset in the background. Then you have all the red leaves from the tree behind it, all flowing around them. It was a very gorgeous game. I really hope to see more. It's the game behind the same people that made Infamous, so I have hopes it's going to be good. The new God of War, they announced that there's a new game plus for it coming out, so that's good. I'll get back to Kingdom Hearts 3 because that may take a while. Neo 2, it was surprising to see a sequel to Neo in development.
Yeah.
Soon after the first one too.
This quickly, and then of course there's another samurai game along with Sekiro and Ghost of Tsushima and all these other games. That was just a big surprise to see. Like it's funny how like Sekiro is by the same people that made Dark Souls, and like after Neo's success, the people of Dark Souls are like, "Yo, let's make a Japanese Dark Souls like Neo," and they end up doing that, and then Neo 2 gets announced, so they just can't win.
Three samurai games.
I don't know.
And so like yeah, but then he had Resident Evil 2 remake, and my boy Remy from Ratatouille got squashed. But that's like a. I believe that's in the Resident Evil like fan base. I assume that's like a very anticipated thing. It's a remake of 2, so good for them. That's really cool. And I've seen some comparison images. It's definitely way different.
Yeah.
And then they show off Spider-Man, and just the fluidity of the game was amazing.
Oh man, it looks so good.
And just oh gosh, like just the flow of everything from webbing to different places and all this stuff, and all the combat actions and all that, and even when he kicks the guy back into a cell, which I can only imagine how many takes it took for them to pull that off.
It was when he said get back in your cell too.
But like just everything in the game looked very cinematic and just makes you feel like you're like actually in the movie,
Yeah.
And then they have all these villains that come back, and then they all show up and stomp Spider-Man at the very end. They're looking like Sonic Lost World in here, but like, and then there's somebody that ends up saving him, which is probably Iron Man, because Iron Man and Spider-Man always have this relationship with each other and like everything. So
people are saying it's Captain America, because you can hear Captain America's theme in the back. Captain America doesn't fly though.
But he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't fly. What?
Not yet, anyway.
Man, brung him there.
Unless he does in the comics at some point, and he has like a jetpack or something. I don't know. But anyways,
That'd be weird.
Captain America is like the Little Mac of Smash Bros.
Stop
of Marvel. Anyways, he doesn't fly. He has no air game. I don't know where that came from either. But anyways, and then lastly, Kingdom Hearts 3. We got to see Pirates of the Caribbean return, and I'm so happy about that. They ended up skipping Dead Man's Chest, which is my favorite Pirates movie, so I'm a bit disappointed by that. But I think At World's End works better into the plot of Kingdom Hearts. I think it's a really clever choice because of the box that they mentioned, which I'm not going to get into. I'm not going to talk about the Kingdom Hearts plot, for hours. But
that's right. I know what you mean.
But I think it's clever how, like, in the Kingdom Hearts lore, there's this character called Master Masters. He has a apprentice that hides something, hides this like black box, and so they have Luxord in the world of Pirates of the Caribbean looking for a box, and this is at World's End. So of course you see like Jack Sparrow like twitch his nose and stuff, and he seems surprised because he probably thinks he's referring to the chest of Davy Jones that has his heart inside of it. So I think the whole world is going to be like this big like misconception of them like finding a box, and it's not at all what they're looking for. And of course, it's Davy Jones' heart, so it'll probably play an interesting role in all the schemes of things.
You fight Davy Jones, nobody.
Yeah.
I was about to say, there's nobody in that.
Davy Jones gets snorted. But the ship battles look really cool. Like it's just I swear everybody's taking Black Flag and putting it in every single game now. So like you got Skull Bones, Kingdom Hearts 3, you got Sea of Thieves, like just so many just pirate things at this conference. Just it's all pirates and samurai. Kind of surprising why we don't have a lack of ninja games. But anyways, but the ship battles look interesting, look very different. The that big giant boss who had 16 health bars. I can only assume this is gonna be a very late game world because of that. Closer to the end of the game. I love the keyblade, the new keyblade that Sora has, or I guess it's technically a keychain that Sora has for the Pirates world. It looks a lot better than the keyblade was in Kingdom Hearts 2, and overall this world has a huge improvement over Kingdom Hearts 2. We find out that you can like, it's not like the world's not fully naval, but you'll be able to like travel through the sea at least. In Kingdom Hearts 2, you just teleported to islands, and it was really stupid.
If you guys are enjoying the Kingdom Hearts podcast, definitely give us a like and subscribe to BaoZakeruga on YouTube.
But the Keyblade transformation, it's a staff that turns into a pirate flag, which I think that's very unique,
that flag
cool.
Cool.
And the game looks a lot less floaty than it did before, which is always nice. Luxord's face I think needs to be a little bit more narrow because his face is too rounded compared to his look in Humorous 2. He had a very narrow face then. The voice acting was really great, especially Sora. He sounds a lot better than he has in the previous games. He sounds more like his Kingdom Hearts 2 self, which is good. And Haley Joel Osment also pulled off a very good Vanitas voice, like always. And then whoever, obviously, it's not Johnny Depp because they can't afford him, I doubt. But
it's an impersonator. It's
but,
someone who could do like a good
whoever impersonated him did a really good job.
I was about to say he
And-
sounds just like him.
Yeah, just the world overall just looks not. It doesn't look as good as a movie, of course, because you can't look better in real life. But unless it's Project Cars, but that's a story for them time. But anyways, but the world looks really really good. And then all the character models, aside from Luxord's face and Zigbar needing wrinkles, Leah looks good. Kyrie looks good. Her new design looks good, although she has like 14 buttons on her outfit, which is kind of weird. But hey, it's better than 14 zippers. So, and then of course they throw another stinger at the end of the show, which shows Riku Replica, which that was just a big mind blowing thing. And yeah, the game continues to look even better and better, and just looks like it just looks like you're just really. They're really trying to get you to immerse yourself into these different worlds and make it look like you're actually inside of all these Disney movies, and they're really, really nailing it on the head. So, yeah. Maybe not on the head, but they're nailing it.
All right,
So,
so your thoughts on Sony?
But overall, hold on. But,
Damn it, Photon!
well, like Sony overall. Just sum it up, I think Sony did, again, another train wreck that ended up turning okay. So yeah, but they're probably, I think they're probably my second. Like, I feel like they did the second best out of all these conferences. So yeah, now you can talk.
Okay.
Speak.
Thank you for coming on my TED Talk.
All right, so Sony, I think Sony did good. It's just that I guess we were expecting a lot of announcements like for new titles, but they kind of went over a lot of things that was already announced. So let's get into it. Starting off with Last of Us 2. The kissing scene with Ellie, I thought was a little
Weird.
Not, I mean, it wasn't weird. It was just
Oversaturated.
unnecessary, I think, for a E3 trailer. I like the transition from that part to the actual gameplay. I think the gameplay looked like really gruesome, gory. It looked really, really good, and just the transition from fighting like on what was that, a highway to like this tunnel to a store, that was dope. Just thinking about where you started from to like where they ended that whole scene at, that was pretty cool. And I like the way they're doing crafting now. Crafting seems to be a lot on the fly, like a lot more quicker and on the fly than it was in the previous game. And I think they're taking weapon ideas from other games. Like, I mean, I guess it's not original. She made like a bomb arrow, which was kind of weird, like shooting some link weapons up in the air. But I think that was pretty interesting. Overall, I thought Last of Us 2 looks really good. I'm really excited for it. I'm surprised we didn't see any Joel, because a lot of people saying Joel's dead, but I don't know. Yeah, Joel looked pretty cool. I mean, he didn't look cool, but it would have been cool to see him. Okay, yeah, Last of Us looks good. I can't wait for it. Ghost of Tsushima next. Now, I thought this game looked really, really nice. It looked very pretty. The visuals are amazing. I like the beginning where he was like, I don't know if he was parrying, but he was like countering a lot of the enemies at first, like with one hits. He was OHKOing enemies. It looked really cool. But then when they started getting to the combat where he was inside that temple or that house or whatever, then it started feeling a lot like the Batman Arkham games, and that kind of threw me off a little bit. I was hoping it'd be something more original than that, because he did literally a multi-takedown just like in Arkham Knight, where he had to highlight an enemy before taking him out. Which, I mean, if you want to copy him and you do it right, that's okay, but I was hoping for something a little more original in Ghost of Tsushima. I'm still very interested in the game. That just dulled me a little bit. The game still looked gorgeous overall, though. Then we move on to Resident Evil 2, which looked amazing. Can't wait for that game. I think that looks freaking awesome. Then Death Stranding. Again, like y'all all said, who knows what that going on, but we love it when they show it. It's always fun to see some more crazy stuff happening in Death Stranding. We got a little bit of gameplay, and we also learned that whatever those things that are walking around, they're not walking on their hands. They apparently have like webbed feet with like claws at the end, because as their footprints landed in the ground, it was like little claws at the tips of each fingerprint. So yeah, they're some type of beast or something. And then we've seen a quick, like out of nowhere, gameplay of Control, which looks exactly like Quantum Break. If the Quantum Break devs were able to make their game on other consoles besides the Xbox One, because it wasn't exclusive on the Xbox One, but I guess they said, okay, we want to make a new one, but we want to make it multiplayer, because I don't know if it didn't sell well on Xbox One, so I don't know. Anyway, it actually looks pretty good. I like her. I always wanted to try Quantum Break actually, but Control looks like it's just as good, maybe better. And then we get on the creme de la crop. Actually, no, the appetizer, which is still creme de la crop before the main course creme de la crop. Anyway, we got Kingdom Hearts 3, the Pirates of the Caribbean trailer, which looks, man, it looks so freaking good. Like you said, compared to the Pirates of the Caribbean world, Kingdom Hearts 2, this one just took it on another level. The ship combat, the new Keyblades, it just looks phenomenal. Like I said, with each trailer that they put out leading up to the release, it just makes you want the game even more. Hopefully this is the last delay, and I'm not even gonna jinx it. Anyway, moving on to Spider-Man. Spider-Man looks awesome as always. It's like in that game you just want to swing around all day. You hope they I hope there's a lot of missions so that I don't ever have to put that game down. It just looks like a super, super fun and gorgeous game. Yuri Lowenthal is doing an awesome job as Spider-Man. He really brings the character to life. And yeah, I wonder who that mystery character was that appeared to either save Spider-Man or send him to his impending doom. Anyway, Sony's conference was okay. I don't know why they did that transition, but if you were there, it probably. But if you were at home like us, it was stupid. It went from 0 to 100.
All right, that's for my thoughts on Sony. Overall, honestly disappointed, partially because they decided to do the whole venue thing, which I feel you could easily avoid it with one, just having the rest of the audience just view wherever it was in the first area. Or simply not doing it, because I feel like it didn't have that much of an impact.
Oh, wow, come on. Sony's got
at least not on us watching at home. If you were there, I guess that could be cool, but yeah.
Gimmicks only work when Nintendo does it.
Shout out to the people in the back who probably couldn't see a thing.
As for The Last of Us 2 itself, I did not like the first Last of Us, but the gameplay in this one looked really good. Not up my alley, but looks good. Ghost of Tsushima looks good visually, but once again, not something I can really see myself enjoy playing. Maybe a Let's Play at most, honestly, which is a shame. Resident Evil 2, never played it. My first Resident Evil was actually, I forgot the name. Was it Code Zero? Something Zero?
Was it Code Veronica?
Wait, what?
Code Veronica, yeah, on PS2. Or something.
It was like a Zero.
Recoded or something?
I can't remember the title. But,
yeah.
But it was one of those.
It was that one with the gun on the cover, wasn't it?
I think so.
Outbreak? Maybe? I don't know.
I can't remember. It was a while back. But the first one I actually liked was 4. And I haven't really played a game in the series after that. That I'll pick up too, because I'm just not really into these games anymore. But it looks good. And I'm happy for fans that waited a long time for this. Death Stranding, still don't know what the heck is even going on. But I guess this gave us a few more hints. But I definitely need to see more. I feel like my interest in this game is unfortunately, honestly, waning a bit. Which you run the risk of when you can, like, just keep teasing the fans over and over without giving them too much of substance.
Yeah.
But it's Kojima, so it'll probably be at least visually, like, really good by the end of development. Let's see. Control. I'm not sure what to think about this, actually. I'm a bit of a sucker for shooters with powers in it, like Dishonored and stuff. But, I don't know, need to see more of it. Could be really awesome. But, that it remains to be seen. The Kingdom Hearts 3 Pirate trailer, it actually made me interested in the game, period. Because up to this point, except with maybe the exception of the Frozen trailer, which looked good, I really haven't been excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, partially because overall the series as a whole just is kind of subpar to me. I love 2, but every other game besides that just doesn't live up to standards for me. But I'm a big fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, and seeing the actual like ship gameplay got me excited. So I might actually get it day one now instead of just waiting for like a price drop.
Hey.
And Spider-Man. Another game, yet again, that I probably wouldn't really enjoy playing. Like the Batman Arkham games that sort of seems to be taking inspiration from. It's just not my type of game, but I could definitely see someone else play it. Like, it looks like a really, really good game. It's just not for me. And I am a bit of a fan of the Spider-Man lore, not really Spider-Man himself. But what they're doing with that game looks freaking amazing, and yeah, looks awesome. Can't wait to see more of it. Overall, Sony, I would still say it was a bit of a disappointment because they've done better. Much, much better.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
And the whole transition thing was unnecessary, in my opinion. Just shot themselves in the foot. Alright, but finally, the last one, Nintendo. And they had Daemon X Machina. We got our first look at the Xenoblade 2 Torn of the Golden Country expansion, Super Mario Party, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and of course, Super Smash Brothers. So Blake, take it away.
Alrighty, so I am most likely the biggest Nintendo fan here. I've been Nintendo my entire life. People are like, they only showed this and they only showed that. What they showed was enough. Alright. Daemon X Machina, when they started off with mechs, let me tell you how I was one of those things where I was like, I'm so confused, but I'm aroused. So this is, I don't know, I need to see more about that game. It looks really good, and I actually thought it was like a Xenoblade-esque type of thing, because if you look at Xenoblade Chronicles X, the scale combat looks really reminiscent of that, just this time around you don't have like arts and whatnot, because it's not Xenoblade, of course. But it looks really good. Definitely, I feel like it's not going to be full price, so it's full price for a game like that. Maybe have to wait on it. But Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the Torn of Golden Country, it's weird that they're selling this game as it's like a standalone physical cartridge for full price on the market right now, which is like, why? Because, I mean, unless it's like got enough content to be like a standalone game, which in that case, sign me right up. That's going to be day one then. Because if this game can last me like another 100 hours, I'm sold. But at the same time...
I heard it's just a case and not a cartridge, just a case.
For $60?
Yeah, you get
That's
a slip of paper with a code, download code in it.
Nope from me.
Hey, now if you haven't played Xenoblade, would you be able to just play that one?
No, because you'd be so lost if you didn't know anything.
Well, that's even weirder.
Well, to
Exactly.
be fair, it's its own thing that happened in the past, but you're not going to get the full enjoyment unless you know the story.
Well, I mean, I guess you could argue that if you played this before you played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you could enjoy Chronicles 2 more, knowing the story or knowing these characters beforehand, like Jin, Laura, whatnot. So I guess I could kind of see it. At the same time, though, if you buy the actual game and like the season pass together, it's like $80. Rather than separate, it's like 120.
To give you guys an example, imagine if there was a Final Fantasy X prequel that had you playing Jacked, Orin, and Braska. It's like that.
Yeah,
You'd be able to enjoy their journey, but if you play 10 more, I mean, if you play 10 first, then you would get a bit more out of it. It's like that.
Also, speaking of Final Fantasy, going off topic, how long? I think this is the first E3 in a long time they haven't shown Final Fantasy 15. Maybe it's finally dying, but yeah, Super Mario Party. They actually confirmed to have online functionality with the mini games. I don't know if the actual Mario Party part of it will have online. But if it does, more power to them. That sounds like a super large amount of fun. Definitely be picking this up. Not day one, of course, because I mean it's just Mario Party. But like around the holidays time, when my siblings are all in town, definitely be throwing down some Mario Party because this actually looks like a decent Mario Party. It looks like it's going back to the roots of Mario Party and being super classic. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. This game is a day one. All right, this game looks fantastic. When they said 3 houses, I immediately had like a jolt in my chest. I was like, no, please, not Fates, not Fates. No, no, don't do it. Don't separate it. But as far as we can tell, 3 houses is just the subtitle, and there's not actually 3 separate games like Fates. I think they learned from that. I hope they learn from that. But at the same time, if the story is like actually like split to that point within the game, I can see them releasing like 3 parts like substantially on their own at a discounted price, and you get like an all-together edition. Really hoping they don't do that because that's just weird in my opinion. And of course, Smash Bros is what took up most of their direct, and I cannot complain. The new Smash Bros game looks phenomenal. Not gonna lie, Nintendo's was amazing. They won for me hands down, just because everything like everyone else was kind of predictable. I mean, right behind Nintendo is of course EA. EA came. No, I'm kidding. But no, Nintendo's solid. I'm gonna say 8 out of 10. I feel like they could have brought a few more big guns, but my reasoning for that is that they probably don't have those ready yet, and we'll probably see stuff like Yoshi, Metroid, what have you, in an upcoming Nintendo Direct, say like September or October for the coming year.
All right, New Type, your thoughts on Nintendo?
So when they started out with Daemon X Machina, at first I thought there was another Armored Core game, which everyone's been wanting for a while, and it turns out that this game is being made by the people who made Armored Core, so this is kind of like a spiritual successor.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And in one of the tree houses, I actually saw a gameplay of it, and it turns out you can actually create your own character.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the gameplay looks. The gameplay doesn't look like it's like ready to be released yet, but it still looks pretty interesting and fun. And it's definitely one of those games I'm definitely going to pick up. Now for Xenoblade 2, the Torna, the Golden Country, I'm guessing this is like a prequel to Xenoblade 2.
Yeah.
And it's like a tie-in.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to that, spoilers for 1. Because I'm still playing 1, and I mean, I knew that, I'm not going to say it, but I knew that 1 was still alive, so whatever. And they finally showed off the Super Mario Party, which I am very excited for since it's been a while since they actually had a traditional Mario Party game where you're not like everyone moves together, all that stupid
Oh, I
bullshit.
hated that. That was so stupid.
And the Mario Party Top 100 ended up being there was no actual Mario Party mechanics in it, so that was kind of like that. So I'm excited for this series to actually come back in fruition. And then I remember Nintendo just started like showing off all these games that are being ported one after another, and there was just way too many to list at once. So that's very cool on their part. They also showed off Fire Emblem The Three Houses, and boy, sure hope this game isn't like 3 separate ones, because if it is, my interest will be immediately drop to 0. Because fuck that shit. But if it is ended up being 1 game, maybe like 3 different stories, or maybe like all the stories are just in one go, it's definitely very hype. They also showed a little bit of gameplay where they actually made Fire Emblem make sense for once. And once you enter combat, you can see like all these other knights fighting other knights.
Yeah.
Instead of being like this random, like, yeah, we have other guys. I think.
Maybe? I always thought it was
Maybe?
like
I
a
don't
10-man army.
Marf is probably just like a one-man army. Who knows?
Dynasty Warriors, that you?
But yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses looks great. And of course, their big finisher, the Smash. And once they started off, like, listen, hey, these are the characters returning, and then they just kept going and going and going. And it's like, oh, by the way, it's fucking everybody. And then they showed that they're also bringing in Daisy, who's now an Echo character instead of like the traditional clone character, which is cool. And then they showed off Ridley killing off Mega Man and Mario.
Mega Man and Mario are dead.
That was-
There's
I guess they
nothing
won't be coming
left.
back. Sorry, Nintendo fans. But yeah, overall, Nintendo did. They didn't need to show a lot, but what they did have to show was pretty good. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied.
Very understandable. All right, Photon, your thoughts on Nintendo?
All right, so y'all forgot the greatest game announcement in this entire E3.
Knack 3 wasn't announced.
Fortnite on the Switch.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
Oh,
right.
I'm joking, but like still, like this is like
crazy.
this is a good announcement. At least I guess it has to be on Nintendo's part. I guess Nintendo was one that allowed them to put it on the Switch. Fortnite on the Switch is really cool. I can't believe I actually started talking about that first instead of actual first-party games. But anyways, um, so Daemon X Machina, I guess is that first party or what is it? Is it third party?
I think
game,
it's
or?
second party. Could be wrong. Well, no,
Okay,
no, it should be third because it's from the makers of Armored Core.
Yeah.
so that game it reminds me of something that I don't know what it is, but
Zone of Enders.
no, the particle effects and like graphical styles reminds me of something. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it looks cool. This is gonna be a really stupid comparison, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Gundam Versus. But like just
I
from
can see that actually.
just
Yeah, I
from
can see
like
that.
just from like the style of how it looks, I guess. Sort of. I don't know how to describe it, but they also showed off Square Enix's Octopath Traveler, and they dropped a demo, which that's a brand new demo, which that's really cool. And then they showed off Xenoblade 2, Torn of the Golden Country, which looks incredible. You get to play as Laura, and she has her blade Jin, and it's just like this giant prequel expansion, and probably all the world seems to be like brand new as well. It seems to be its own game. And we also got to see Adam's face for the first time, so that was kind of interesting. And then we see Malice with the Monada, which has spoilers, but I guess they didn't care. And then I think we saw Morag as well. But yeah, that was a really, like, I knew that they were making like a DLC, like expansion to like Xenoblade, but I didn't know exactly what it was. But this is really incredible. Super Mario Party. They did it. A real Mario Party game. And I'm so happy. Like it has real boards. It works like Mario Party is supposed to. It's not, it's good. It's really good. Like the only thing that's wrong is that the online is only tied to the mini games, which that doesn't make a whole lot of sense and it's kind of stupid. So
we don't know. Full release, they might change it.
So like I hope that like Nintendo changes their mind, or they.
But people are saying though, if you play with randoms online, there has to be some kind of penalty because what if they rage quit? Like that, Mario Party is an investment. Like that's not like a turn on, play for 2 minutes and get off.
But like I hope we end up getting like board games in some kind of way with maybe not randoms, because there's gonna be a lot of rage quitters. But
I'm fine with friends only.
But yeah, I think like maybe with friends online, that'd be good. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Oh man,
what was that? What was that?
Someone died.
So anyways, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I feel like the presentation during the direct was very underwhelming, because like Reggie was basically like, remember Pokemon Let's Go is coming out. Oh yeah, also Mew comes with all the Pokeball pluses. The end. Like that was just it. Like they didn't like show any kind of like new feature or new gameplay or anything. It was just like really
they showed it off in the treehouse, but not into like their main.
Yeah, like they showed off treehouse, but like they should have like had some of the stuff from treehouse in the actual direct or something.
Yeah,
they should have like advertised the game more in some way. And then they show off a bunch of third party like indie games. We got Hollow Knight, which that's not really a surprising thing for that to come to Switch, so that's cool. Killer Queen Black, which was that big like 2D like arena game. Which that just to me it looks like just your typical like 2D arena game, so I wasn't very interested in that. The World Ends With You, of course, we already knew about that, but it's good to see that that's still targeted for, I believe they said fall this year. And of course, Dragon Ball Fighters. Very happy to see that come to Switch.
Long enough.
And then for the two big announcements, if I'm not missing anything, let's see. No, I'm not missing anything. Okay, so Overcooked 2 that got announced.
Is that your big?
You're trying too hard, right?
Is that their big two?
That's a thing that exists. So okay for Overcooked fans, I guess. So they showed off finally. Well, okay, but actually, before I get to that, the thing that I mentioned in Ubisoft's conference about the Star Fox, like being shown in Starlink. I was expecting them to have that be a teaser and also a promotion for the Star Fox Grand Prix game, but that they never ended up showing that game at E3. So that was a bit disappointing.
That's going
and
to be a 2019 title.
kind of a surprise for me. And I'm also surprised that the Yoshi game got delayed to 2019. Like, it's a Yoshi game. Like,
I feel like their year was just too packed for them to release Yoshi and for it to do
like
well.
that was just like super strange. But, and I also like to point out the fact that Nintendo does the exact opposite of what I say about Metroid. So I said last year they're not going to announce Metroid Prime 4, and they did it. And then this year I was like, okay, they're totally going to show gameplay. And they
So
didn't.
you're the reason they didn't show gameplay.
So next year I'm gonna ask them to please not show gameplay, so they show gameplay. Because it's like, I don't know, Metroid, they said it's not ready yet, which that's kind of I guess I'm not too surprised now that now I really think about it, but yeah. And then Fire Emblem, Party Rockers in the house tonight. Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
You see Party Rock?
Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Just the cutscenes look gorgeous. Echoes was a good game, but the cutscenes look kind of really weird and washed, and it looked kind of strange. But the cutscenes look really gorgeous. Aside from there was one point where there's like really like a ton of lag in like this one cutscene, but it looks gorgeous. The UI looks gorgeous. I love how you have all the armies that like are around you when you go to fight. They also have that like weird part where like you select like multiple. It seemed like you selected like a group of units and pushed them forward.
Formations.
That what that was? Okay. But the gameplay seemed really solid. I liked how the character like the design, like the artwork seemed very Persona looking to me, which is very strange. I wonder if it's the same artist or something. But I like how this is gonna sound really, really stupid for me to say, but I like how the game doesn't look very. This is gonna sound so stupid, but it doesn't look very like Awakening and Fates anime looking like
It's more Shadows of Valentia than Fates and Awakening.
like yeah, it looks kind of more Shadow of Valentia like it looks like looks
Less
mature.
anime.
It looks mature. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess.
Yeah, it looks
Looks
more
like a
like
very-
Path of Radiance. Or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. It looks like a very like more mature like Fire Emblem game. Hopefully won't have as bad voice acting as Fates did. And hopefully the protagonist will be better than Corrin. But Fire Emblem 3 Houses seemed to definitely it seemed to me like it took a few things from Valkyria Chronicles and put them in. So it gave me a lot of Valkyria vibes, and it looks really, really good.
Bring the marriage system back.
And I don't really mind the I believe the game was supposed to be targeted for this year, but now it's spring 2019. Which I don't really mind a delay as long as it doesn't come around King Hearts 3. I'll be mad. And hopefully it doesn't come out on February 22nd, like literally every other game.
Like every other game.
Yeah, the game looks pretty solid. Although I criticize and I draw out a sword against Fates because it's bad. But I really like the My Castle feature in Fates. Maybe I'm the only one, but I really like the My Castle features. Like, hope we get something kind of maybe not the same thing, but some kind of similar to that. Some way that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. I'm curious who's writing. Do we know who's writing the story for the game? Like, is it the same people behind Shadows of Valentia, or?
I'm not sure.
But yeah, so that game looks great. I'm so happy we finally get to see the new Fire Emblem. I'm kind of sad that Vampire leak from a few months ago was fake, but oh well. We'll get like a gothic horror Fire Emblem game eventually. I hope so. Because that just sounds amazing. So then the big ultimate announcement, no pun intended.
Ultimate
Announcement of E3. Can we talk about Smash Bros? So like, oh gosh, this is where my brain exploded.
Keep it short, Photon.
I went in a rocket and I went to Mars after I saw this. Like, oh my gosh. Smash Bros Ultimate we're gonna have a separate discussion from this. And I'll talk more about it in depth then. But this game is just perfect. It makes Smash 4 look like a terrible game. Like I never want to touch Smash 4 ever again. Like this game is just incredible. Like every character from Smash Bros. History is returning, even Pichu, much to my surprise. But you know the way that they revealed all those characters coming back was good. But I think they shouldn't have said everyone is here after Snake's reveal because that kind of spoiled, you know, Wolf and Pichu and all that coming back. The graphics are gorgeous. They seem to be taking a combination of Brawl and Smash 4. And I really like all the changes they're doing to each character. None of them seem negative. In fact, they seem like they're trying to actually buff every single character in the entire game.
Buffer again.
Like they're trying to like make every character good and viable, especially Ganondorf. Like, oh my gosh, have you seen that freaking?
Oh.
Have you seen like? I mean, he has a sword, but like, have you seen like his like his like no? His like
warrior.
Have you seen? Have you seen his?
Everything?
Have you seen a short hop neutral air? Because it's like super fast. It's like melee. Like it's like melee fox. It's like ridiculous. But Ridley was a very E3 worthy, shocking reveal because I was thinking going into E3, I was thinking, well, what the heck are they going to reveal for Smash? Because like, you know, we already got like, you know, everybody big. Like, are they going to announce maybe Crash or maybe Spyro or
Master
you know,
Chief,
maybe Bomberman,
Goku.
Goku,
but like Goku, like,
Sora.
like, maybe Sora. Like, what are they going to show? And they end up showing Ridley, much to my surprise because you know I thought he was too big, but his model still looks kind of you know he has to crouch down. His wings look kind of really bad, but
They did what they could.
they did what they could. Really seems absolutely broken because he has that down special as a sweet spot that does 50%.
How about that
and then not to
why
mention
does
even
Ridley have it though? Because if you saw what Bayonetta did to Ridley, Bayonetta four-stocked Ridley.
not to mention you can like get a free smash attack out of it, so it's like good grief.
Well, I mean, have you seen the Inkling? That big.
The Inkling is stupidly broken.
But Sakurai said not to hope for too many new challengers because the focus was on bringing all the fighters back. Which that's you know that's all right.
Is it?
I'm pretty because here's the thing, you know, they're focusing on the characters from the previous games, bringing them back. But you know, with new challengers, they can plant like as little as 5 new characters in the game. You know,
That'd be cool with that.
and then of course they can always do DLC. Like that's not really, I mean, you know, it's kind of expensive, but it's not really a problem in the whole grand scheme of things. And then
the only game about all the DLC.
of course, if you've watched my Smash Bros. Most wanted characters list, I really want to see Isaac from Golden Sun. So hopefully he'll be one of those 5 or 6 or 7 characters. But I won't get my hopes up too much because it probably won't happen. But yeah, I love all the changes. The directional air dodge is a real game changer. I love how the dodge iframes get lower the more you use it. Smash attack, you can smash attack to cancel dash, and you take more damage during one-on-one as opposed to 3 or more players. It's just there's so many things to do for the new Smash that just make the game like ultimate. But Nintendo overall, I'm a bit disappointed that there's not they didn't bring up all their big guns. But I think they did pretty all right, and the new Smash is just crazy.
All right,
Yeah,
so
that's
your
Nintendo.
thoughts on Nintendo?
So yeah, like you said, yeah, I'm a little disappointed the new Metroid game or any more talks on what was that one game that we seen? I completely had a brain fart there. It was right in the tip of my tongue. Well, I'll get back to it. Anyway, let's get back into what they did show. Daemon X Machina. I thought that looked really good, and like you said, it's by the makers of Armored Core, and it's everybody wanted a new Armored Core game, and we're kind of getting one in this new game, Daemon X Machina. And like you said, you can also create another character, and I've also noticed that I think they said that the artist behind the created character is actually the ones that work with the Fire Emblem Fates characters, I think. So when you create, the artist behind created character is that. So that's pretty cool. This game, I'm not really sold on it yet because it was still pretty early, but it definitely has my interest. And I can't really talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 yet because I have yet to play it. Another game I'm going to knock off before this year's out. But it's pretty cool that we're getting a standalone game for this. So, for all those people that love just simply buying games on Switch. You get another case to add to your collection.
That's a real expensive case.
Hey, but it'll look good on your shelf. Then we also have Super Mario Party, which I'm very excited for. Abysmal, was it 10 or on the Wii U?
Yeah,
Was it 10?
Yeah, it was 10. It was 10 times the disappointment.
It was really, really. So it looks like they're going back to form with this game. I can't wait to get my brothers and sisters to play this all with me because we all love us some good Mario Party. I think the last Mario Party game we played all together was the one on the DS because you only need one to play with everybody. So that was pretty cool. Oh, and the one on GameCube 7, I think. That was pretty fun. But definitely looking forward to this new Mario Party game. I'm hoping that even if they can only do the mini games online, that they implement it in a certain way where it feels like an actual Mario Party game, because it'd be kind of boring just picking mini games to play with friends online and not really having a like goal or a actual reason to win, besides winning the mini game that you chose. So I'm hoping we get a little bit more expanse into the multiplayer, online multiplayer aspect. But then we moved on to the Fire Emblem Three Houses game, and I just recently watched the trailer again for this last night, and I gotta say I'm in love with the soundtrack that they chose for this. The I think that was the opening movie. That sounded freaking awesome. Like it goes from this soft melody into like some freaking dubstep. That was pretty dope. I thought that the soundtrack was awesome, and also I love the fact, like you guys said, love the fact that we can see a lot of all of our forces now on the field as we go into battle. I think that's really awesome. It looks like they're going to be adding some mechanics to like control all characters at once, to like maybe do like I don't want to say like Persona all-out attack, but something like that, where you can make like multiple forces at once attack one person. That'd be freaking awesome. Or kind of like, what are those games? The Attila games or something?
Atelier?
No.
Total War.
Total War games, yeah. It seems like it'll be something like that, which in my book would be amazing. And the character designs look really nice. I see people on Twitter picking out the waifu stuff. The main character, I don't know if she's the main character, but she was looking pretty nice. Anyway,
Soul's got his priorities.
Oh, that's another thing. I'm wondering if they're going to even pay attention too much into the waifu aspect, just because of how I'm not going to say Shadow of Valencia was bad, but you didn't really hear too much talk about it. And I don't know if it's because there wasn't a waifu, marriage system in it.
My prediction for that is that they're going to like implement the marriage system, but I think kids are going to be forgotten from this game, because kids and Fates felt way too tacked on, actually. Like, it kind of broke the immersion.
They come from an alternate dimension.
Or they just fast forward time or something in their own.
Some dumb bullshit.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Fire Emblem Three Houses. And yeah, like y'all said, though, I'm hoping this ain't no 3 versions. Even though Fates didn't really hurt me, because I bought the Collector's Edition, which had all 3 in one cartridge. But that's neither here nor there. Then we get into they're all here. Everybody's back. Anyway, we got Smash Bros coming at you, and this game is looking fire. In fact, I was just looking at gameplay of this one. I was watching various YouTubers show gameplay of Smash Ultimate, and I also went back to play some Smash 4, and man, is it just me, or Smash Ultimate seemed a little bit faster than the 4?
Oh, it's way faster. They're using part of the Melee engine in it.
Yeah, like it just, like, not only I'm sure it feels faster, but it looks faster. And I love I love the way they redid all the attacking effects or attack animations. Like Mewtwo just looks amazing. His up smash, that looks freaking dope. But yeah, I'm super excited for Smash Ultimate. But overall, Nintendo's conference I thought was minimal, and I guess for me, especially since I haven't played Xenoblade 2 yet, that kind of cut it in half. I thought it was okay. It was okay. I love me some Smash, though.
All right. As for my personal thoughts on Nintendo, Daemon X Machina, Mecha game. You guys know how much I love Mecha, so really looking forward to that. Not the biggest Armored Core fan, but I want to get into the series more, and this sort of might be an interesting way to do it if I like how it plays. Not sure if it'll be a day one buy, but we'll keep my eye on it. The Xenoblade 2 expansion. Really awesome that they're doing this. I want to notice how big this expansion is if they're charging this much for it. Because you see in the trailer they start at low levels, so it's like a fresh start. But I'm wondering just how long it is and how in depth it is compared to Rex's party and their story. Super Mario Party is probably the first Mario Party game I buy on launch day, just because it's something I can play locally with a teeny, which will be really fun. Fire Emblem Three Houses. This was definitely one of the highlights of E3 for me. You guys know I'm a big Fire Emblem fan, and the fact that you can see all of the members of the army fighting on the field now is like a godsend for me. Like, yes, please, yes. This is something I've always wanted in the series, and the fact they're finally doing it is amazing. I'm not really worried about the 3 versions thing. I trust Nintendo and intelligent systems enough to think they've learned their lesson.
You thought.
To not do that again. I am expecting the whole marriage thing to come back, but I'm not expecting kids. I think they learned their lesson with that with Fates as well. Just hoping the game definitely returns to form, like pre-awakening. Or I guess you could say post Shadows of Valentia, but whatever. And of course, Smash itself. Pretty much game of E3 for me. No surprise there. The fact that everyone's coming back, another welcome addition, because I was dreading people getting cut. I'm actually kind of okay with them not bringing too many newcomers, because like we know, everyone's coming back, so it's understandable. I'm not expecting more than, honestly, 5 newcomers this time around. If we get more than that, awesome, but I'm trying to keep my expectations realistic so I'm not disappointed.
Does that count Daisy?
Yes, actually.
So 3 new characters.
Yep.
Well, how many Echo Fighters though?
Yeah, I don't count Echo Fighters because
I don't know. People want
not
to
really new. They're just same
Yeah.
characters.
Come on, give us Malos, Echo Fighter, or Shulk, please.
That'd be interesting, actually.
Interesting.
What's about to say? Oh yeah, I hope Smash Tour and Smash Run come back. I'm one of the few people that actually like Smash Tour, so I would love for that to come back.
Cut both of them. Bring back Subspace.
Yeah, I'm not expecting a story mode this time at
I
all.
definitely am not.
Yeah,
expecting-
I'm not expecting that.
I love
If
what
they
Sakurai has done with the game, like the battlefield and Omega forms, more mechanics,
Don't
speeding
ask
up
me
the
for anything
gameplay. And of course, people are still complaining, but whatever. We don't talk about that specific fan base.
I wonder how like Sakurai's gonna like have us like because we're gonna start out with the original 12 characters. How if there's no story mode, how are we gonna unlock these characters? Because I don't want to like SD 1,000 times to get 70 characters.
Probably do it through like events, classics. Like
Honestly,
Hope
I
so.
think that all the characters are.
that.
Repeat that?
Honestly, I think all the characters are going to. It's not like you haven't played with these characters. I feel like this one's going to be the one with.
Soul's got that booty net.
Keep cutting out souls.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I was saying I feel like this one all characters will already be.
It's confirmed you gotta unlock them all.
Oh, it is.
You only get 12 to start out with.
Ah.
Yeah, you started with the original Smash 64 roster.
Which I am okay with, because I actually like unlocking characters in Smash.
Yo, that challenger approaching screen. Oh,
No, how about when you lose?
stop it.
I
Stop.
actually
Challenger
lost to
approaching
Ness
is-
a lot in 64.
Challenger
before I
approaching its
unlocked
Ridley's foot.
Ooh.
them. Yeah, overall Smash, game of E3 for me. I'm also excited it's coming out this year. You don't even have to ask if it's a day one buy or not. If it is Sakurai's last game, I think it's going to be an amazing one, an amazing send-off. Overall,
buy.
Nintendo won E3 for me for the simple fact no one else made me that excited for their games. So, yeah. All right. That was our post E3 discussion. If you stuck with us through the long haul, thank you so much. One last little passing question. If you had to describe E3 in one word this year, what would it be?
In one word.
Yep.
Part of me wants to say lesbians, just because of... But, I'm gonna say one word, hype. I'm gonna say hype.
I'm going to say fun. Because, honestly, when Nintendo's, they didn't show as many games as everyone else, but they won because their games looked the most fun to me.
And most polished.
That too.
I'm gonna say crescendo, which means it started off weak but got stronger as it went on.
This man, new type, came right from college with that word. Calm down.
I'd probably just say entertaining, because overall E3 was literally entertaining. It was that whole or weekend.
True. Photon, what would you go with?
I'd probably say crescendo too, to be honest.
Really? We're not making this a word.
I just think that like just the games that were presented were really great this year, but like the conferences themselves were all right.
Yeah, I can understand that.
That's pretty much how I feel. I think, you know, in my opinion, well, I guess Bao, you're probably about to ask this actually, like who do you think won E3? Are you going to ask that or?
Yeah, you guys can go ahead. Who you think won?
For me, it'd be Microsoft.
Really?
Well, yeah, Microsoft did the best, but personally, my favorite was Bethesda's.
I'd say Microsoft as well.
I'm gonna have to go with Nintendo. Nintendo showed too much for me not to love them.
Alright, so basically for everyone, it came down to what your personal interests are, who made you the most excited, which is what E3 is all about. So, and down in the comments section below, you guys should let us know who you thought won E3 for you. Give us any questions, we'll be sure to answer them. I'll be sure to link everyone's YouTube or Twitter pages or whatever else down in the comments section below, so you can follow or subscribe to us. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.
Bye.
See you later.
Congrats on making it all the way to the end of the video. I hope you had as much fun watching as I did making it. If you want to see more of me, think about either subscribing or checking out more of my videos. If you want to make sure you never miss an upload, click the bell icon, join the notification squad. That way you'll always be notified whenever I upload something. A big thanks to all my patrons on Patreon, the Rookie Tiers and Up, West Town HD, Nightmare Alpha, Raheem, and Amber. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. Your support helps keep this channel alive, and you have my eternal gratitude.